As long as you guys can hear me, it's we'll roll.
Yes, and we are recording right now. All right, so what we have is a culmination of events that leads us to. Let me whip this out. 10 o'clock at night on day 12. You are at the Yeti's cave. You hunkered down, took a long rest, leveled up, waited out a blizzard that had happened, and now the blizzard has subsided. It's 10 o'clock at night. What is the group doing? What are the thoughts?
Getting up, packing up, and getting ready to head out. Whichever way these guys want to go.
Whoa.
Did
And
we
you
uh
guys,
did we accomplish everything we needed to here? Like, did we actually solve that whole mystery thing, or we just kill some shit?
I think,
Oh, we did.
did we want to go up a little higher? Because there's still a little peak up there. We can go peekaboo, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah, let's go do that and then go look at all the towns. See if we can see the
Because
town from up there.
I've always wanted to see the town at nighttime. Granted, we could see it.
Well, it's 10 o'clock at night, so it's pretty dark. And then with the
Uh,
limited visibility, you're looking at like 30 to 60 feet in front of you.
Still worth it.
It's gonna take you about an hour to reach the top of Kelvin's Cairn, if that's what you're looking at doing.
That's not worth it. If we can't see anything, no point in it. Let's turn around.
Yeah, I'm down. I killed some shit. I'm happy.
Let's go back to the town.
Hmm.
Well, what's everybody else thinking? What's Raven thinking? What's Chauncey thinking?
I'm thinking we got some dead yetis here that need to be.
I think we need to loot, see what pieces of the bodies could be used later for alchemical means if necessary.
Oh, we already
And
did all that.
then if we're done here, then we should head out, continue on. Unless there's a little more we want to explore, but I don't know what more we can find.
Well, the only other place would be further up the mountain to pretty much where the summit's at, the top. But it's 10 o'clock at night. Visibility is not that good. No telling what you could see up there, but probably not a lot.
Maybe continue to rest until morning, first light, if we're not on a time crunch, and then maybe go check out the peak. Maybe there's something cool there.
No, we've spent enough time here. We need to go back to town.
Fair enough. I'm pretty indifferent. I'll go with where the group goes.
So we agreed that we're heading back down?
Sounds like it.
Chauncey? I mean, we can't see anything up there, bud.
We'll need to wait till morning. Or the blizzard to get over if there's one.
The
We
blizzard
already
just
let the
ended.
blizzard pass.
Yeah,
This
I would
is-
probably rest up.
That's what we did
So-
I
during the
can just,
blizzard.
So we
well,
assume.
I'm just saying, if we can't see, then, you know,
Well,
I don't know.
here's.
We got torches, I guess. I can see in the dark.
Do you guys remember? Part of the reason we came up here was to find the missing hiker, correct?
Yeah,
Now,
we already did that.
Granted, there was a lot of parts and pieces of bodies and bones and stuff, but how do we know that was one of them, or him or her?
I already know.
You already know.
Yeah,
Please enlighten.
it was ghostly presence, and it made me want to kill the Yetis. I couldn't help myself.
Okay.
I just had to kill the Yetis, and as soon as the Yetis were killed, he left my body.
Okay, disturbing, but does that explain our missing hiker?
That was our missing hiker, bud.
The bones all over the place. They were
The
eaten.
missing hiker was right over there, and there, and I think
Oh,
that's
and there.
probably that's his toe.
Hmm. All right. Well, if you guys are all satisfied, then I'm ready to go.
All right.
So
Well,
you guys are heading down the mountain at night?
Treacherous.
it is pretty treacherous.
As you are heading down, you end up seeing looks like lightning around Cair Dinabal. So
Sweet.
let me
Waiting for you to start the session.
So right around this area right here, you see lightning. Or at least what could pass for lightning. Give me a nature check.
Oh,
Anybody who
Yep.
wants to see.
okay.
Yeah, 22. Let's go. I'm paying attention on this one.
What are those lights over there? Are you guys seeing this?
19.
All right, Vernon and Gone. It's not. There's no sounds of thunder, and also there's no zigzag pattern to the lightning. It looks like an intense, focused energy coming down, which looks almost straight into the town itself. Now, kind of straining past the edges of your visions, you think something's attacking the town.
Does it look like the dragon?
You're still too far to see, and it is in the dead of night, which is why you're just seeing the
Okay.
flashing from this far out. Much like you could see offshore a
Understandable.
lightning storm. So that's why you thought it was lightning to begin with. But with your amazing rolls, you were like, no, that's not natural.
Is 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 that town being attacked?
I can't see that far. I don't know what you're seeing.
Do you see that? Does anybody else see that?
You see something. I can't tell what it is.
You said who else saw that? Garn?
Yeah.
Gone. Now that you both pointed out, it's easy to see that there is very much light going from the outskirts up on top down directly into where the town is.
That doesn't look good. Do we know anybody around that area?
That's where the mother is, isn't it?
I don't know. Maybe we should go see if we can lend our assistance.
I'm down.
As you
That's a
are
dragon.
making your way further down, it stops about the time you reach where you have to climb with the pitons. And then in the next little area, you see now another torrent of lightning. This time at Cair Koenig.
Oh, it's getting close.
Knowing what to look for now, is it possible that I could try to see through the clouds since it's not as far?
It'll be a little bit more difficult, but yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Would
While
it
he's
be an advantage since I do know what I'm looking for? Oh, well, I
It's
feel like.
it's offset by the fact that you are about
Got you.
6 miles away, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning.
And it's fucking dark, so I don't see shit.
can while he's doing that, can I just kind of look around to see if there's any caves or anything that we can potentially use?
There's a lot of crags and fissures on Kelvin's Cairn itself. You're specifically around the area that you found one of the hikers that looks like they met their match to a crag cat.
Okay. I am going to take it upon myself to try and get to that cave and duck in there because I have a feeling it's closer.
So you're gonna duck inside of that cave that has that corpse in it, that corpsicle.
Yep. I don't know if the party's going to say anything or not, but that's what I'm doing.
Uh,
Chauncey makes himself scarce.
cool. I'm gonna see if my uh increased dark vision can give me a better idea of what's going on.
All right, give me a perception check. It's gonna be a 25 in order to find out anything else. But you guys are about as close as you could possibly get.
Whew. Nope.
It still looks like there's definitely something up above the town, and it looks like there is a concentrated beam of light shooting down into the town.
There's only one thing that like flies around this area. I'm just piecing this together with literal knowledge of what I know of this area. The only thing that flies around that we see that can go from Cardinival to Kellner's Kern, like, or I mean, what is it, Kierkegaard? Kierkegaard?
Yep.
Um, that quick has to be the dragon.
So I'm gonna pop out behind you because I heard what you said because I was creeping up on you. But that's why I say that's why I think we should find cover because we're up in this freaking mountain, and if that thing comes our way, we're in trouble.
The man has a solid point.
And as you're sitting
Yeah.
there looking at what's going on, you do notice a massive amount of storm being ready to blow back in. It looks like there is
Oh crap!
another blizzard coming.
Can we get back up? How long did it take us to get down here? This area?
It took you 3 hours.
Oh shit!
Oh. Oh, in that case, we'll just go hunker down in the
There's a nice little cave over here if you don't mind some dead bodies.
Yeah, no, that's fine with me. Look, this icicled person is perfect, sitting perfectly, so you can actually like just sit there in a chair.
Hey, are animals safe where they're at?
We left
Ah,
them at the base camp. You guys left them at base, right?
yeah, they are at base camp. Well, it took the other ones that were left there a couple days to die. It hasn't been that long yet.
Yeah, it's only been like 10 hours.
Well,
Yeah, they'll be good. If nothing else, Murderface will eat the others, and then we'll be okay.
No.
let's hope not.
So you got about an hour before it hits. You are close to where you guys found that one hiker. So it's either going to be an hour to get down to your guys' shed, or to your stuff, or you could try to find a place to hold up. What are you guys thinking?
It's only an hour to our stuff.
How far does it look like the storm is out?
You've got an hour before the storm reaches you.
Shit, let's go get our stuff. Let's go hunker down with the dogs and your murder beak thing.
Murder face.
Murder face.
That's what I said.
Okay, I'm gonna shrug and start walking that direction.
I guess we're going.
You make it the rest of the way down there. The wind's starting to bluster. All the loose supplies are starting to flap around as the stuff's picking up in a torrent in a fever pitch.
Yeah, let's see if we can secure this.
How are you guys gonna secure it? Let me paint me this picture of how you're gonna bunker down for this blizzard that's coming through.
All right, I got this. Are you ready? There's been plenty of snow already on the ground. We if we can like put our tents up and then just smash snow on the outside. That way it'll create a little dome
So you're trying to
and
create like an
insulation.
impromptu igloo.
Yep.
That
I
could
support
work.
that. I'm gonna use my survival skills and oneness with this nature to make that happen expediently.
Gotcha. Who's taking lead? I'll have one person do that check at advantage because of the help and stuff like that.
I'm just
Survival,
helping.
Yep, survival works.
I'm on it.
Figured I'd let the ranger do the survival.
Ooh, nice.
I couldn't even get that roll if I rolled a 20, so let's
You
go.
set everything up good. You get kind of a windbreak set up and established, and you're even able to kind of fold the animals into the mix with you, so that way they don't suffer any additional levels of exhaustion. Which all the animals that were left there got one level of exhaustion, so it's just a -2 to everything and -5 feet on their movement speed. But they will not suffer the ill effects from this now. About the time you get it set up, you don't know if you've lost sight of what's going on at Caer Koenig or it's stopped because of the blizzard. But you're not seeing anything else now, and this blizzard is starting to pick up and rip through. What are you guys doing?
And hunker
Waiting.
down. Can't fight the blizzard. I'm gonna share
Needed a
some of this
long
Yeti
rest
meat with Murder
anyways.
Face.
Are
It's
you
time to take a nap.
are you resting through the entire blizzard?
Yeah.
I just don't
I'm
think
not-
it's.
I'm gonna be writing the rules, which by the morning I'll have them because I wrote them last week. For the tournament.
Well, I think we know one place that you're not going to be able to have the tournament at.
You're counting.
All right, so you guys are waiting out the whole thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of just what we gotta do.
The blizzard goes on for 7 hours, and then finally, at 11 o'clock in the morning, it parts. And as you're kind of taking stock of what's going on, you see that very familiar, darkened shape flying over the town of Tourmaline. And it is definitely shooting lasers down. You can see this clear as day. It is a black dragon that kind of reflects light off of it as it is flying, swooping back and forth, basically making strafing runs. Every once in a while it dips down into the town, and as you see it come up, it throws humanoids all over the place. The town
That's not good.
The town of Tourmaline has smoke rising from the ashes, and then you scan the rest of the countryside. Caer Konig, same way. Caer Dineval, same way. And then pushing beyond the edges of your vision and the horizon, it looks like the town of East Haven, as well as Goodmead and Dugan's Hole, have also succumbed to this.
8 hours is a bad thing.
It's a black dragon in the night. Not happening, man. Not happening.
You're crossing them off because the towns are destroyed.
Yep.
Oh, that's not good.
That's a lot of towns.
All right. Well, never
Hey,
mind.
Vernon, where was your place that you've been renting?
Lonelywood.
Ah, pretty close.
Hey, it looks like it's fine though.
Hey, how long did it take us to get from the crash site up to
What?
where we're at?
What? 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 No, I'm
From
joking.
the
I'm
you
just
talking
kidding.
about from the It Ascendant crash site?
Yeah,
God, that took you guys.
that was a while.
Yeah, it was like
12, 16
12 to 20 hours. I think you guys took a break at
Yeah.
12 and then
Yeah,
continued on.
Okay.
Well, let's just say if we even hit the road, the dragon's gonna see us traveling. So we have to be like super careful.
Why do you think it's looking for us?
I have no idea if it's looking for us, but look what it's done. There are no towns. There's nothing. Everything that I worked on for this thing is not gonna matter because there's nobody to fucking do it. Nobody to be there. What about Gabs? Where the fuck was Gabs? What about the rest of our group? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I delve into just like starting to tinker with some shit. Like anxiously.
So, do we call this 4 towns now?
That's some inspiration right there.
This is no time for a joking matter. Well, potentially. I don't even know where to go now. Where do we go? All I know is we saw that.
Hey, what since we're up here, what can we see north of us? If we can see that far down, what can we see north of us?
Let's see here. Ooh, Fog of War. Get the eraser out.
Sorry, because if there's a town or some shit over there, like it's fucking that looks desolate as fuck.
I like it.
You see, thanks to the clear day, a prison, Revel's End. Anybody who's watched the D&D movie, that's the one that they escaped from in the
Yeah. Thomas.
They didn't even need to.
Yes, that's part of the trope. And then basically a large amount of glacier over in that direction.
Oh boy.
All right. Well, um, Fuck it. Guess I'm fighting a dragon.
We don't know.
And
we
then
know
you
what-
see what looks like a black cabin over in that direction. And then you see a spire of what looks like crazy stuff off over there. And then
Let's go that direction because that's not anywhere near the dragon. I don't even know what we're supposed to do.
well,
What's
this-
our goal? Are we trying to get to safety? Because in that sense, I kind of vote cabin because it's closer.
We need to go down here to this red area.
Well, we know about the missing Charlatan and Sunblight,
Yep.
and then
Yeah.
mysterious dragon just pops out of nowhere. None of us have any idea what it's doing and why.
But I feel like if we even try to travel, it's gonna attack us. 'Cause it's just killing everybody.
What town are we close to? Well, remains of a town.
it used to be Caer Koenig.
Should we see if there's any survivor there? Maybe they know what the
Now it's charcoal.
So
what?
I mean, honestly, if it is hunting us, then the place that it already thinks it destroyed is probably the safest place to be.
Charlatan Dragon.
It's crazy because you guys were talking about how much you wanted some Chardlin.
Uh-huh.
Both of you were like, ooh, that dragon. Or that Chardlin. Ooh, 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 I want it so bad.
Well, we don't know it's a Charlatan Dragon. We just but we know for sure there's Charlatan and Sunblight. Well, I think we should make a decision. I don't want to stand out here too much longer. If in case it decides to come this way.
I still vote cabin.
Cabin. Black cabin?
Yeah.
So the levels of exhaustion have not done anything to your overall speed that you are traveling. So Jay, if you want to give it the 10,
We rested for 7 hours? I'm just curious, does that not do anything?
so there I wouldn't say that you rested. I would say that you've survived that time during the blizzard. You with the check you were able to basically not accrue any more levels of exhaustion. but make no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like everything dropped down to 30 feet. It got like extremely cold. If people weren't wearing cold weather gear, they would have had to start making constitution checks to see if they were gonna start taking damage from that blizzard. So you guys were able to fortify yourselves and not suffer any additional ill effects. If you would have had like a Mordenkainen's Magnificent Mansion, what's that thing called? Tiny hut, things that control the temperature, that would help out a little bit more. But it got as cold as like -50.
Nice.
That's cold.
Yeah, you guys were looking pretty chilly over there. All right, so
Yeah.
then we got
Black.
one vote to go to the black cabin.
Well, potentially, if we go there, then if the dragon decides to head up there, at least we'll have a front seat.
Yeah. And then you said Kirkonig. You wanted to go there?
I guess I'd rather,
Search for survivors?
no, I'd rather go maybe to a town where maybe we can warn them, or if it decides to come there, maybe we'll, like I said, figure out what's going on. But it's going to take us some time to get up there anyway.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to. At the flight path of that dragon, I don't think that there's any way we could even get to any town before it could. That's just my honest opinion.
Well, pick a
That
direction.
thing looks like it's a fucking adult-sized worm.
Hmm.
But I'm willing to do whatever you want.
Guys, I'm home I'm gonna log out. I'll be back in a few minutes.
All right, see you in a few.
Fuck. You just want to take a break real fast?
Yeah, that works. Take a break.
Ugh. I'm sorry. I honestly have no fucking clue what we're supposed to do. We should do.
Yeah,
This is how I feel.
well, right now the only two things I'm aware of that are on the table is the murder guy that we left long ago that went way up.
Yeah, he's all the way over here by
Yep.
the Dark Duchess.
Right, and the only other thing we know about is the Chartolin that got stolen, and they took it to the fortress south.
Yeah, at Sunblight. And
Yep.
now there's
So
this huge fucking black
just
dragon.
out of the blue, a freaking dragon. Okay, so yeah, I'm not sure if we're supposed to hide from this thing or.
See, that's what I don't know. That's where I'm at. I'm like, I feel like if we're just on the road, it's gonna be like, oh look, a snack.
But it is made of Chartolin, so
Oh, but we don't know that.
no, we don't. We're not supposed to know. But yeah, I don't know where to go.
I honestly think, what if we go to Count Kirkronig and try to find some. Hey, if the least we could do is scavenge if need be. If need be. If we don't see anything or anybody alive or anything like that, just saying. We get supplies, get things we need.
I'm just wondering if, I mean, we see the dragon, but perhaps maybe there's somebody we're not seeing with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, see if it has a rider.
Right. So I'm wondering if we do find a survivor, maybe they could tell us like, we saw whatever, or they were looking for whatever, and we
Yeah,
didn't
no,
have
that
it,
makes
so they
sense.
just destroyed us. I don't know. I think that's a better plan than just blindly going to the black cabin without knowing what's there, who's there,
Yeah, and we know the route to Kirkona too.
and we're closer too.
Yeah. All right.
That's my thought.
I'll. Hey, I'm fully right behind you on that. So I will be right back.
I'll be right back. Sorry for the inconvenience. Man, this introduction to this dragon just totally fucked us over. Destroying all the towns. Nice touch.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be interesting to figure out where you guys were going to be at during this
Yeah,
whole thing, because there's a possibility that you could have like been in one of the towns.
yeah. Like I wasn't sure, when it went from Caer Dineval to Caer Koenig, I was like, oh shit, it's getting closer to Kelvin's Cairn. Get off this mountain, let's go.
Thank you guys. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
All good.
Meh. New adventure. We're good.
Yeah. So Jay and I were just talking. I don't know if you guys heard us or not, but we're kind of thinking that maybe it makes more sense to go to Caer Koenig right now because we're closer, and maybe try and find a survivor that could maybe tell us a little more what happened. Maybe there's a rider we're not seeing. Maybe there's another entity we're not seeing. Maybe get some answers on if they're looking for something or someone or what's going on. Because if we just ride up to Black Cabin, we have no clue what's there, who's there, and is that the main
Concur.
part? So anyway, that was our thought. But
Yeah.
I need some chips. I need chips. I'll be back.
So, Caer Koenig it is.
That's what it looks like. We'll figure out what's going on after that.
How much longer do we have on break?
I'm just gonna start walking that way.
Oh, everyone's back.
I think as soon as we get everybody back, we're good to start again.
Okay. He's trying to start the heater and he can't for some reason, so I'll be right back.
All right. Oh man, you guys were just in Tourmaline too.
It's almost like it knows where we've been, huh?
Well, you haven't been to Caer Dineval. You haven't been to Caer Koenig. You had a reward waiting for you in Tourmaline.
Had.
Well, I mean, like, if you could find the person and get it from them.
They're all like, give me my reward.
I'm looking for Speaker Mashu. Yeah, he's over there. And there. And there.
I mean, that doesn't mean we can't get a payment off them.
Hey, coins don't get destroyed, do they?
That's why I said what I said about going to this town. You're coming.
I'm down. I'm gonna start saddling up Murderface.
Alright, with your... Well, I'll wait until Bowie's back. I got all
Sour
excited.
Patch Kid? You got them Sour Patch Kids? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Honey mustard Pringles.
Are those the Schneiders of Hanover, or are they something different?
Just
Oh.
29 cents too.
That's good. No, the Schneiders are really good. This is just Pringle.
Michelle really likes the Schneiders of Hanover honey mustard pretzels.
Oh yeah,
So
those are
I'll
really
try
good.
to make sure to have those for her.
Really good. The honey mustard. If you like honey mustard, the Dots pretzels are really good too.
There you go.
All right, back. He's back.
So it looks like as you're getting everything ready, the party wants to go to Caer Koenig.
Okay.
All right. So since this is still off of the beaten path, your animals will be able to go that 10 feet. So Jay, if you want to go ahead and move Vernon your 10 feet in whichever way you are choosing.
It takes 2 hours to get to Kirkona from where we were.
Yeah, but other stuff's happened simultaneous. So when you do your hour, I'm doing the dragon's hour. Because you guys are going to be able to see this.
He went full mute.
I was just telling you that it was 20 feet from where we were.
Okay.
On there.
So the first hour, the dragon finishes up with Tourmaline and then starts to head to Lonely Wood. At the end of that hour, you see it starting to shoot its laser beam through the town of Lonely Wood.
Mm.
And we're pretty sure that we couldn't take that dragon, right?
I don't know about you, but I've heard don't want to mess with dragons.
And that is why no one will remember your name.
I don't want to be remembered.
Good times.
I would just feel awful. We could kill it, and it's Smack killing all these people for. Someone's got to be able to.
It's got laser beams.
The second hour, you arrive at Caer Koenig, and the dragon finishes up with the town of Lonelywood and starts flying.
Dragon's fucking pissed.
In a westernly direction.
Someone pissed in his cornflakes, man.
As you make it to the town of Caer Koenig, it is abysmal. Every structure is on the ground. Smoldering still happening from the fires that have been put out by just the sheer consumption of the earthen houses that were around here. The docks also destroyed.
Man. Can we take a look around for any human or other that might be still alive?
How long are you gonna take a look around and search for?
I mean, I would like to spend at least a good 15 minutes. Attaboy.
I would like to point this out.
Yes.
We have been awake for a long time. We went through that storm and everything. What we need to do is we need to actually rest. And this place might be the only place that we can do that. So if we do take time to search while we're here, I feel like we should also try to set up a little base camp.
Is it fair to spend at least 15 minutes to try and figure out something?
I'm gonna start looking for wounded people
Just
by
anything.
fol- by following the scent of blood or blood trails.
There is a lot of that in the air.
Ugh.
You are also seeing that there are large. It looks like people, whoever survived this, headed south along the main trail. So anybody that survived has been heading south.
I'm gonna go to
Cool.
where the inn was. Or not the inn, the smith or whatever, passes for that sort of thing. Try to find some funds, some gold.
I The gravity of the situation is every single building has been destroyed. The whole town has been burnt to the ground. There is not a structure that is standing and intact. This was a horrific thing. Just going in on it, the massive scale of what's going on, this town looks like over the course of hours
Game
was
of Thrones, dude.
systematically destroyed to the point of no longer being inhabitable. And whoever survived such an ordeal fled shortly thereafter. So anything that would have been of any value could have been carried out with them. So you guys are passing over a town, the relics of a town that has already been picked over once. If you did want to look, it would probably take you about an hour, and it would be pretty difficult because you'd be moving stuff out of the way.
We can try and double time south and see if we can run into anybody. No?
I really think we need to rest.
I'm with him on that. We have exhaustion, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
I think we should rest too.
We're about to push it
I'll
and
start setting
exhaustion
up a
again.
base camp, clearing the spot, just setting up.
So just so that way I'm getting this right in my mind. The dragon is actively flying around 10 towns. And there's still 3 towns that have not been hit. Seeing the utter destruction that befell Caer Konig, you're deciding that it is important for you right now to hold where you're at and take a rest.
No.
I mean, you guys do whatever you want to do. The clock keeps ticking.
No. We really need to get and start helping.
Okay, let's be realistic here. No matter what, we can't get to any of those towns before the dragon would get there. It's impossible. Even if we exhaust our animals, there's impossible to get there. To warn anybody, to do anything. It's a fucking dragon.
How about this? Gone. How good do you feel about confronting or speaking to a dragon?
I don't speak dragon. I talk to
And
like squirrels and shit, dude. That dragon's way smarter than a squirrel.
Dragons
Well,
are
I
pretty
can
smart.
talk to the dragon, but
maybe
I don't
it's
think the dragon wants to talk.
well,
You mean
don't-
like am I comfortable fighting it or going near it or just like engaging with it? Yeah, I don't give a shit.
all
But
right. Well, here's what I'm thinking. We have no idea why it's destroying all these towns. We don't know if it's looking for someone, something, or if it's just pissed off and on a rampage. Why don't we just figure out what it's doing? Why don't one of us
all right,
poss-
I've got an
poss-
idea.
possibly shoot something to get its attention? Because it can see way better than us. So if somebody can shoot something up into the air as a signal, get its attention,
We
be
could do that.
prepared. I mean, at this point, what do we have to lose? Maybe we'll save a town by diverting its attention over here. It already demolished this one.
If everyone's in agreement and smooth talker over here is willing to do it, I can try it.
I think Vernon's pretty upset right now about his Lonelywood.
Rightfully so.
So let's figure out why it happened.
Hey, how about this? There's got to be corpses around here, right?
Oh yeah.
Cool. So that means
Char.
birds. I cast speak to animals.
Couple of ravens take to it. What do you want to do?
Can you tell me what happened here?
Large shiny dragon. Large shiny dragon destroying everything.
You guys got any questions?
Can they get the drag? I don't know. Can they tell the? Can they communicate with the dragon?
Do you ask that
Doubtful.
through Gone?
Yeah,
Uh,
through
I,
nature, maybe they can. Try to get their dragon to get it. Try to have them get the dragon's attention for us.
They're birds. I don't think they're going to be able to.
Dragon no have
That's
mouth to
smart.
speak.
yeah, so what I was going for,
Actually.
Dragon
I'm gonna ask them if they know of any druids or rangers around the remaining towns.
Everybody went south after the big shiny dragon left.
Yeah, no, I'm tracking that. Do you guys? What I'm getting at is, do you have anyone you can talk to, humans in Brinshin or Targos or Bremen?
There was lady who lives in woods near Lonely Wood.
Can you warn them of the dragon coming?
They look over. I think they
Th-
already know.
Can you ask? Can you ask those
Is it
kind birds?
is it a can or will you?
They start flying off.
Oh no!
Wait.
How far away is the dragon? I mean, if I did
Ha-
launch a signal, something flaming in the air, do I think it would see us?
Um, you are pretty far. I would say, let's see, every 10 feet is 3 miles. You are roughly, let's say, 80 feet. You know what? I'm going to use 9. You're about 10 miles away.
Was there a rider on it?
The birds flew away.
I've been trying to ask that.
Well, that would have been something. They didn't see a rider.
So it's acting on its own accord.
Hey, what'd you guys do to piss off this dragon?
I'm just curious. With knowing being a dragonborn, I don't know how much I would know about dragons. But the black dragon, does it look like it's just a regular black dragon, lightning dragon?
Tell you what, it's going to be a little bit difficult at this point, but go ahead and give me like a nature check, perception, arcana, whichever one you think would fit.
Could I? What if one of us that are also a dragonborn, um, could our voice carry far enough for the dragon to hear us if we roared? Perhaps amplified with magic of some sort?
17.
It's not behaving like a normal dragon. Normal dragons, especially the chromatic ones, tend to get what they want through intimidation, extortion, rule through fear. Black dragons specifically usually make their lairs in swampy areas and utilize poison breath. This thing does not have any of those. And the ravens also said that it's not a normal dragon. It didn't speak because it didn't have a mouth.
Oh, it didn't have a mouth. That's unusual. Someone summoned Pet. I wonder if the controller, if someone's controlling it, how far they'd have to be away from it. Maybe they have to stay so close to it. And if we do go close to it, maybe we'll get an encounter with them.
Well, to figure that out, you would have to move towards it.
I would
It
like
doesn't
to.
have a it doesn't have a mouth, right?
That's what the Raven said.
Knowing that, have I
I think we should head to it. With haste. And the more time we waste,
I think we need to
worse this
go
gets.
to we need to go to the south. We need to go to the south. We have to go to Sunblight.
It is a fortress.
I think that whatever is controlling this dragon is not acting like any dragon I've ever heard or seen. And it's got lightning. It doesn't have a mouth. Everything that we heard about Chardalin was around Sunblight. That means we have to go past where the Ascendant was and actually go to Sunblight. But we have to get there without this whatever dragon seeing us. I don't know.
Well,
That's just my thoughts.
let's get going and deal with that when it happens.
Well, if you want to go ahead and move your 1 hour's worth of time.
Yeah. I think that just makes sense because we do know that that East Haven was needed help because the Chardalin was being stolen, and they said that the people stealing it went to south to Sunblight. Imagine all that Chardalin in the wrong hands.
I mean, it's crazy what you could do with that much Chardalin. Rumors say it takes magic really easy. Imagine what horrible things you could construct.
Yes.
Or amazing things.
So I'm with
Cool.
Vern. I think we should head south to Sunblight.
Agreed.
We do need to have a break in Cardinival.
Let's see how we're doing.
Like it comes down to exhaustion and time awake and everything else.
Right, but if you're, I don't know, if you sprint from a bear, you can't stop if you're winded, or else the bear eats you.
That doesn't make any sense in this.
That makes plenty of sense.
Okay, hold on a second. We're awake for 4 hours. For like 5 hours. 5 hours until the storm hit. 7 hours for the storm. That puts us at 12 hours.
You guys took your long rest to level up. And you did that
Yes.
in the cave, so you had just finished your long rest.
Yep, and then it took 3 hours, plus we had to wait. And then 7 hours. I guess, 10, 11 hours? And then waiting here, looking around during that time.
You've been on the road for like 4 hours because you also rested through that.
But you said we
Other
didn't
latest
rest
blizzard.
during the storm.
so your animals weren't able to recover their exhaustion because they were merely like you didn't buy tents for them. You didn't.
I had tents. Yes, I did. It's all in the thing. We made sure of that. In the actual sled. I made sure of it.
Okay.
That's where the rations were as well.
All right, then I would say that you could go ahead and erase that level of exhaustion from your pets then.
And then
Especially,
okay.
especially if it's going to be a sticking point to have 1 point of exhaustion and a -2 on all your ability checks and a -5 feet for your speed. I will fiat that you guys are able to get your creatures rested as well.
I'm sorry, I took it as though that we couldn't have a long rest because it was so cold.
Yes, and then
That's why I apologize.
I'm gonna rewind that because if you're gonna push for a long rest, it's basically gonna destroy everything. While you guys have a tea party.
I think we should just push it and go.
Yeah. It's what I've been saying. Just go faster.
I think
I,
we'll be fine.
I
When the
I'd rather.
DM is suggesting things, I think we should take it. It's like God whispering in your ear.
It definitely
Also that.
makes the game more interesting because if you took that time and you rested over the next 8 hours, Bremen would be gone, Targos would be gone, and that thing would have started on destroying Bryn Shander.
Yeah. What time is it yet? We're trying to stop the dragon as soon as possible.
Well, it's whatever you guys choose. This is your adventure. I'm merely just running everything in the background.
right, yeah. So
Like
ultimately.
the adventure is awesome. It lets me know when things get destroyed, when it moves on, which is why I'm having it go hour by hour, so that way I can go through. Like right now, you see it's en route to Bremen.
Well,
Yeah,
all
I
right. So
think that's a vote not to rest, and we
without
move
waiting any
fast.
longer, I'm going to start kind of walk in that direction. Like, let's go, guys. We should go.
Yep, I'm gonna ride off with
Oh,
Murderface.
wait. Since we're on
Go on.
hold on. I got you. Hold on a second. With two with us traveling because we're on a road now, it 1 hour we can make
Good, better
Carca-
distance.
yeah, we
Yep,
can
you
actually
get 20
make
feet
this.
out of it.
Yeah, so we'll make it to Cardinival in the first hour.
Cool.
Gotcha.
I just because I was like, wait a second, something is wrong here.
And warn them, and then move on to the next town. Try to save
Oh,
them.
Care
no
Cardinival's
Denival,
warning.
gone.
They're already dead.
Care Denival, the only thing that's standing is a
Right. Well,
black
no, the
castle.
next one down. Or the ones that are purpled out, or the ones that are destroyed.
Yeah, they've been hit
Yes.
by the dragon.
Oh shit.
The only thing
All
that's
right.
standing in Care
So
Denival is the castle.
Oh shit. Oh shit. So
right now,
wow.
so in 2 hours time, we can be down. We can literally be
Down by
right
Easter.
here.
Yeah, that there.
We'll be right there.
So you're
And
gonna take
then
2 hours to move there?
So we might be able to get to Shander before the dragon gets to it.
What are we gonna do though?
Help defend
yeah,
it.
what are we gonna do against
We're gonna
a
fight the
dragon?
dragon. I think we can do it. It's not a real
Um,
dragon.
it's not a real
Something.
dragon. It's being controlled by something. So I'm
But
pretty sure it's being controlled by something in Sunbright.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
You guys tell me what you want to do. We'll move wherever you want to go. I'm just really upset, especially about my place in Lonelywood.
it could be rebuilt, Vernon. It can be rebuilt.
So
And the bright side is you don't have to pay rent now.
The rent's already been paid, though. That's the
So,
thing.
so given the
And we've
information,
also forfeited our winnings.
uh, so
Here's
given
your
the
deposit.
information that Vernon has provided about his knowledge on dragons, this does not seem like your normal, typical dragon. So I would be very weary, and maybe even think that maybe has some magical properties. I am not willing to go toe to toe with that. The unknown. And we already know that Chardelin has been missing. We know what it can do. So maybe this is all part of the same thing. So I think we should go down to Sunblight and knock on the door and say what's up.
You do see a couple of people hunkered around the main entrance to the castle at Caer Dineval. The castle's old, decrepit. It's seen better days. Low torchlight hangs in the sconces for the entryway. The whole rest of the town is just completely demolished. You do see a small group of people. They look like they're trying to get in, but there's a group of knights at the front door that's telling them to move along. We're not taking refugees. By order of the Black Sword, evacuate to Bryn Shander with the rest.
We're not near.
They're setting them
We're
up
not
to
looking
be
for a
killed.
place.
That's what it sounds like.
We're trying to prevent the dragon from destroying anything else. We have a plan. We think we might know what's going on.
Is that what you're telling them?
Yeah. Straight up.
If you have something, if you know something, our leaders might be interested in speaking with you.
No shit. That's why we're here.
We'll invite you in.
Thanks. Time is of the essence. So, if we could hurry this along, buddy.
He looks at you, and you see him look at you with like contempt in his eyes.
All right. If you don't want to know the information that we got, then you can just go fuck off, and I'll just leave. And I start turning around to leave.
Okay. They start talking amongst themselves. A couple of the refugees are looking around. They're like, everything's gone. It happened so fast. Why didn't it attack the castle? So they're trying to gather up any little loose items that they have in their hands, and it looks like they're starting to make their way down the trail
I think these are the
towards the
guys.
south.
I think we should go in and say hi to their leaders.
Okay, I'm gonna walk in.
We'll go with them.
So you approach, and they halt
I'll go see your leader. We do know something.
by order of the Black Sword. No one is allowed entry except for our members. State
Do
your
you
business.
feel in charge?
Very much so.
I'm gonna try to intimidate this dude into letting me pass.
Okay.
I say we whip these guys' ass. I think these guys are the ones.
Oh,
It's a tense little staring contest, and he finally, well, if you're that insistent, might as well grab our leader. And he takes a step back as the other one, like gives a signal to the person to raise the portcullis, raises a little bit, and he walks through. The portcullis starts to go down. He's like, well, we're getting our speaker.
I'm gonna continue staring at him blankly.
All right. About a half hour goes by, and older tiefling gentleman red skin, black horns, hair slicked back, walks in. He's carrying. The first thing you notice is it's a gold chain with a piece of almost looks like obsidian around it. You recognize this to be Chardlin, so he actually has a piece on him. He is decked out, plate mail, flanked by two other people. As he goes, he starts stalking through the portcullis. I hear you have information on the dragon that is attacking 10 towns. Speak.
Who's gonna speak?
Oh,
We're not giving any handouts. I suggest you flee to Bryn Shander with the rest of the refugees if you have no business here.
dragon will be upon Brenshiner within a few hours. Why are you sending your people there? You're sending them to certain doom. When
We
you
are
know,
not. We are securing our castle, as is demanded by our order.
but what about your people?
Those aren't our people. They're merely in proximity, and their safety and security was only as good as the shadow of this castle. And as you can see, this castle no longer cast a long shadow.
Can somebody explain the magic stuff to him?
Hmm.
That the whole thing that we know.
John, you're the talker.
All right.
No,
Stolen metal magic. Sunblight.
No, hold on.
Possible.
Hold on a second. Go on. Here, I'll take this. So, you're familiar with Chardlin, I take it,
Yes,
because I see it around your neck. Do you know the properties of this Chardlin? Do you know what it's capable of?
it seems to be very coveted by alchemists and other arcane brotherhood types. Tends to take enchantments very easy. It also can be used.
Yeah, you see where I'm going with this? So there was this place called East Haven, right? You know where that's at?
Yeah, it was down south. And then he
It was
looks over
far.
there. That plume of smoke marks its previous location.
Nice. Well, the reason I bring that up is we got word that their Chardalin repositories were stolen by some people that went south to Sunblight, is our understanding. And imagine what a large repository of this stuff can do if given the right magical properties. You see where I'm going with this?
Yes, the dragon is made out of Chardalin. We've
Yes.
confirmed as much.
Okay. So, Sunblight's where we need to go. And we need to stop this madness. So, are you guys willing to help us do this? Or are you just going to take our information and close the door on our face?
What is it that you want from us for this information?
Well, seeing as how you already knew the dragon was made out of Chardlin, I'm kind of curious how you knew that.
We saw it ravaging the town. We saw the glints. The feeble defense that was mounted from outside of these walls, the people would be mesmerized by the beast movements. It also seemed to not be able to be transmuted through any means.
Mm-hmm. That would mean that it has magical properties, correct?
That's what we surmised, but then again, we held up in our castle. It did not seem to be concerned with us, which at first was kind of a blessing.
How can you be so certain that it won't come back to finish as what it did the first time?
We don't,
It-
which is why we're preparing now.
Do you think this castle will hold?
It held to the first one.
Hmm. Well, I'll just say I don't want to be here when it returns. We're going to Sunblight to deal with whatever's going down there. Um, so if you have somebody or someone or something that can help us do that, that would be much appreciated.
Give me a persuasion check.
Ooh. Oh, ooh.
Looks at you for a second. I can't give you anything except for information, which seems like a fair trade. Knowledge for knowledge.
Gone. You want to change his mind?
Sunblight was a old dwarven outpost.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of the people down around that area have talked with Goliaths, and they said that there was activity, that the old forges had been lit, that there were fires burning in the hearth again, but they weren't able to see anybody.
I do have one other question. I just can't wrap my head around. Why would they want to destroy all the towns? Any reason?
That would definitely be something to ask the dragon. We couldn't
Hmm.
ascertain its motives or motivation. Nobody was able to talk to it. It set to its purpose. It seemed driven by the singular goal.
Do you happen to have any extra Chardalin? And the reason I ask before you say no is it might help us in this endeavor. Meaning, if we can study it and understand it while we head down there, better fighting chance. It doesn't have to be much.
Go ahead and give me another persuasion check.
All right, I'm going to use my heroic inspiration this time.
Gotcha. Inspiration's a little bit different now. You can actually re-roll it after you see the result. That's the
Oh,
2024
really?
change. Yep.
Okay, that's cool. I wasn't sure then. So I guess I'll hold on to it then until I suck a roll. Well, 16 might be good.
Hold on. We don't normally keep it out, as there's been thieves about, and this has been very coveted. He leaves, comes back, and there's about the size of a bolt, but it's just black obsidian. He hands it over to you, and he says, "Be careful. I've seen lesser minds succumb to madness by holding this in their possession.
Hmm.
It takes a truly stalwart individual."
All right, I'm gonna wrap it in something I have in my pouch. Find something here.
All right.
Now, having it or just touching it?
I'm assuming touching.
You said having.
I mean, that's why
We'll see.
that's why I'm taking it to figure it out.
I'm going to ask him. Does does its effect stop at the touch, or is it just having it?
We've had people who have found this out in the tundra. When they take possession of it and they don't sell it to us, they oftentimes end up here, almost
Driven.
called to a purpose.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, is there anything else you guys wanted to ask, or
No, I think
do we,
think we should continue to head down there, like you think.
I would just say good luck. I hope it doesn't come back and destroy this castle. And good day to you.
I've been in contact as you start to leave. I've been in contact with a couple of the speakers, the ones that are still alive. They haven't been able to mount much of a defense with their militia. Anybody of any note is headed the way that you are. So you might be able to find some allies along the way. I truly wish you the best of luck,
Mm-hmm.
as I think
I'm
this
kind of
area
curious
needs it.
if we do find, let's just say, any survivors along the way. How many people can this castle hold? Just curious.
This castle could probably garrison hundreds.
Hundreds. How many do you have now?
About half that.
Hmm. Okay.
We don't just allow anybody in, which is why we point the refugees to Bryn Shander.
Yeah. I do have one other question, though. I'm kind of curious about now that we're talking, and I know time is of the essence. Um, how's the speaker doing?
Speaker's fine, of course.
Last we heard, he was ill.
He's convalescing in his room.
I'm a simple mind. What does that mean?
It means that he's simply waiting around and getting better.
Hmm. Did he have some of that chartling?
He did.
No.
We're praying for him and using magic.
Interesting. We did get word when he was ill, there was reports of some odd people entering the castle. Do you know anything about that?
That would be the newer members of the Order.
The Order. They're here too?
Yeah, the Order of the Black Sword. This is our castle. It's been here as a bastion of 10 towns and the furthest settlement north, besides, of course, Revel's End, but that brings you to a prison.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Well, that is all from me. I think we should get going, guys.
Agreed. I'm with you.
Safe travels.
Blessed is he. Are we are walking out? Are we gone?
Yeah, we're going.
So
Alright.
as soon as we get far enough away from the castle, I'm just gonna say to the group, something didn't feel right here. Because I remember hearing about the speaker taking ill, and there was reports of weird people entering that castle, and they got chartle in, and the castle's still standing. Like, that's not all adding up, guys. But keep that in your thought, I guess. Do we know anything about the black swords? Does anybody remember anything about them?
No
I
clue.
don't think that you've had any interaction with them as of yet.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't have anything written down.
You've been around a lot, but you've never come up this way. You did talk about it because you were like, oh man, there's a group of people. They have exactly what we're looking for, Charlin. So you
Yeah.
talk to that group. It's almost like they use it like a holy symbol.
Right. We waiting on Jay to get back, or
I don't know. It's whatever the group's deciding. I know that Jay put on his "Please wait, I'll be back."
please wait.
But you are right. Your suspicion is strong that something's just not right in that area. But nothing that doesn't just give you an uneasy feeling like, damn, these people are weird and their castle didn't get messed with.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder why.
Yeah, we don't know how many guards and stuff are in that cat. That's why I was asking all those questions.
Yeah.
You want me to go back and ask Carter?
So what are we?
On the way.
What's your
Down to
guys'
Silverwood.
thoughts?
I have one of two thoughts. It's either we head to Sunblight and see what's going on with the Goblin King down there, if he has anything to do with this nonsense, or is the enemy right here staring at us in the face?
We're gonna take these people out.
I can sneak back and see if I see anything else.
Now you said that you want to take these people out. Why is that?
I was getting that whole the whole feeling during that, but like this is just literally me as a player, not my character, because my character wasn't there.
You
But
were there
from
with us.
everything that I heard, what?
Yeah, you were in the castle with us, right?
I
They
was
didn't
not.
let you in the castle. They stopped and
I
talked to
walked
you at the
away.
front near the portcullis. Yeah.
Okay. No, that's right. Okay.
That's why I didn't say anything. But that whole time, I was like, I wrote something in Discord. I was like, it's them. It's them.
That's a pretty big accusation. Do you have evidence?
I mean, are you saying this as you and
So
me, or are you
my
saying like I'm saying this? I'm saying this because of everything they said to him, to Chauncey. I have my character has no knowledge, and I'm trying to play it that way.
my goal is to facilitate a game, right? To basically play this game, but guide it to whichever way you're thinking about it. So
The
like,
fact that he's wearing Charlton,
okay.
all the shit that they've been going into the castle, all the weird stuff that has been going to the castle. The castle's the only fucking place in 7 towns now that have been destroyed that it did not destroy. And then he's talking about his order, being the protection and all that, but like, and then they're sending people knowingly to their fucking deaths at Brimshander. This is just with all the information that I've heard today.
Do you know where the dragon came from?
I have an assumption that it was either assembled here in Cardinival, or because because it was being the Charlton was being brought to Sunblight, that it might be that it was built in Sunblight and sent on. But we didn't catch it until it was at Farndinival. last night. That's when we saw it.
Yeah, because you basically were able to see out that distance with the stuff. Okay,
Yep.
so the evolution of how this is going on is there were thieves that were stealing Chartolin from the people who possessed the Chartolin, which is why it was so hard to get. Seeing that East Haven, or the town formerly known as East Haven, had a ship's mast made out of Chartolin that they were desperately trying to protect. That did not happen. And they said that the thieves came out in a message to basically any adventurers that the thieves had taken it, and the footprints were during that time were the last desert. That happened when you guys were at the Id Ascendant, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
And then about another 24 hours passed, and then you guys were up on Kelvin's Cairn when it started attacking Dugan's Hole. So that's a more concrete timeline, and that's also what you'd hear from other random people going through talking to each other. It came from the south, it attacked until everything was destroyed except for the castle. It continued north. Anybody who was alive and surviving grabbed their stuff. Some people went up to the castle to try to get protection. They said, no, this is for our order. You cannot be here. We don't trust anybody who isn't from our order. Which is why they didn't let you guys in.
Yeah. And we saw it when we
And
were in Calvin's Cairn, we saw it here and here, right?
Yeah.
So we knew it was moving this direction, which we know it kind of because now it's looping back around this way. So yeah,
Yep.
to your point, it came from this way.
Yeah. So, and then also you said that, like, again, this was said while, away from my character. So this is just me talking. The people that had Charterlin were drawn to this place specifically. It just something just doesn't add up.
You remember that the Five Taverns lady, that dwarf lady Hilda, who said that her son found that stuff, and then he became very agitated and like yelled at her, which was out of character, and then he left to go to Caer Dineval to go find the black swords because they had Charlin.
Yeah.
That's that example. That is that example being told to you from the perspective of a non-player character.
Okay.
Less pod people and more like, ooh, I want whatever this thing is, and I feel that it's making me more powerful.
Okay.
But you've confirmed that the dragon's made out of Charlin. There wasn't a rider on there. It's not behaving normally. Ford pretty much has the flight pattern down. Like, that is 100% correct. It is
So I
following a
was
specific
right.
path.
It did come from the south. So that means that it had to have come from Sunblight.
I figure a little bit of walking the dog on this now prevents a TPK, because even though you guys are amazing, I seriously doubt you could deal with 60
we can't.
veterans. And that would have ended the campaign. Just bad decisions all around. You would have fucking died.
You talking about attacking the castle?
Oh, yeah. It
Oh yeah.
would have been game
Yeah,
over.
no.
Like, you...
That wasn't gonna happen. I'm just saying I think it's them. But like I'm not gonna do that. I'm not stupid, yeah. It's a fucking castle.
I have
So I
no
think-
problem with telling you guys when you guys are off base. Because here's the meta about it. We all know it's a game, right?
Yeah.
And we're trying to all play the game and have fun. So, like, I'm just trying to go, like, okay, this isn't it, but I'm going to have you connect the dots on why this isn't jiving. So now you're like, okay, it probably came from the south. So what we need is to go investigate Sunblight, because that's where they took the Chartolin. That's where all the stuff's disappearing.
Mm-hmm.
Who
Yes,
knows why the castle wasn't
but
destroyed?
my issue with that getting to Sunblight, you said in 8 hour time, if we were to have slept in 8 hours, which is now 7 hours from the time. Well, no, it's actually 6.5 hours from the time that we were, meaning that we're even further away from the possibility of even getting to Sunblight before all even Brinchander is destroyed.
See, this is where you're forced to make a choice as your character. Are you perfectly happy with watching all of these towns be destroyed in succession, knowing that you could have done something about it? Which also means,
No,
like,
I'm not saying that like I don't think we can do literally anything about it. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm saying as Jay that I feel that there is nothing we can do to even get to Sunblight in the time frame that it's going to take for that dragon to kill the rest of the 3 towns of the rest of the 10 towns.
well, how long do you think it's gonna, like, it took out Lonelywood very easy because that's a small town.
So we're just so I can understand, as we speak right now, we are on our way to Sunlight, correct?
Well, at least in the way south. I imagine that you guys are doing this as you're talking, and then when you reach that decision point, that's up to you. The only
Yeah.
way that this changes is if there's no towns in 10 towns, that means that there's no places to buy equipment, there's less people to help you out with stuff. Basically, Dugan's Hole, Goodmead, East Haven, the town of Caradenival, Caer Konig, Thermaline, and Lonelywood are not there. Like, imagine Oregon Trail, like, those rest stops do not exist. You will not be able to find lodging, accommodations, nobody will fix your stuff, nobody will tell you things. Those, they just simply do not exist anymore. The sands are slipping through the hourglass right now. And this is where the time crunch comes in, is as heroes, which way do you think that your stuff's better served? Do you think you're better off heading directly to Sunblight, or are you going to try to confront whatever's going on? Because Ford is now talking about the flight path. And then you remember, as you guys were walking around looking, like, we're doing this hour by hour. So it took a couple hours to take out Tourmaline. Lonelywood, it took about an hour.
So if we
That's
can
the
get there
flight
and
path.
stop
It went from
whatever's, we can get there and stop whatever's causing this, it will just vanish and the attacks will stop. So I think we're better suited to go down and confront whatever's causing this. It's or controlling it. It's not acting normal. So I think we should go down there with the haste.
And again, this is your guys' adventure. You decide what you're gonna do. I'm just saying that, like, whatever you choose to do or don't do, there are repercussions for everything.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot get to Sunblight within 6 hours, 7 hours. It's impossible. Unless we were to be able to get a teleport there or something like that. Just by using our dogs, it is impossible for us to get around this fucking mountain or over this mountain in that amount of time
Then I
to
guess we're
get to
going to fight the
Sunblight.
dragon then, right? It's one or the other, man. What do you want to do? Want to go fight the dragon, or do you want to
It's
try
not
to?
up to me. It's up to you guys. I'm just telling you. It is impossible
so
for
if
us
it's
to be
not,
able to get there
what do you
before
guys
it
want to
destroys
do?
all the
Do
town.
you guys want to try to go to fight the dragon, or do you guys want to go down and see if we can haul ass and make it? He has a point. It is a long way, but time is ticking, and we're talking about it. So, what do you guys want to do? I'm
I mean,
down to go
obviously
try
we're
either.
traveling. We are traveling down this road,
Yeah.
and to get to this corner, to get to this corner right here,
Okay.
it will take 2 hours.
So let's forward to
If
there. Where's the dragon at right now?
For 2 hours,
Yep. Let's do it. We're 2 hours ahead now. Where are we going?
it is at Bremen, and it has been attacking it for an hour.
All right. So it's gonna take us what, about 6 hours to get to Sunblight? Is that about accurate from here?
no, no, not even close. So they're down to Goodhole or Dugan's Hole has road, which we could get down there probably within an hour. Um, but to get to
So it's still it would still be burning, working on this village. Okay.
and then you're looking at
Another 2 hours. I think we could get to Sunblight, and by the time we get to Sunblight, he'll be finishing off with Targos. I think
no,
we can do
I
it.
don't think you understand. That's a mountain. That's a mountain, and we have to go around that shit.
There's no path right through it.
There's no path right through it, man. It's literally a fucking mountain. We'd have to go.
That way or this way?
Yep.
And what's our travel speed through there?
Every 10 feet is an hour.
So at very
And
worst, he'll be working on Burns Shander when we get there. But
Mm.
that's the last village, so I don't know.
yeah, no, like
At this point, do we just head straight up and fight the dragon then, or see if we can? That's the only other option we have, unless we just leave and let him destroy everything. And that's don't think that's the point of the mission of the adventure.
I'll fight a
it's,
dragon.
it's your guys' adventure. It's whatever you're deciding.
I know. That's why I'm asking. Like, if we can't go that way, and we're certain we can't do that, then our only
Yeah,
other option.
from Dugan's Hold to Sunblight is about maybe 10 hours.
And he'll be on Burn Shander by then, for sure.
Yeah, he'll be already through Brim
We
Shander
need to
by
just
then.
go up and face the dragon.
I agree.
Fuck it,
Yeah.
let's go. Let's go TPK. I'm game.
Well, it's either way. So I think I think we're stronger than you're giving us credit for, man. I think we're pretty badass.
All right. 20.
So where's the next hour?
So then, for the next 2 hours, it'd be like 2.5 hours. We can make it to Brim Shander.
He'll be working on Targos probably by then.
So you're gonna fast forward 2.5 hours?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and put yourselves in Bryn Shander, and I will go ahead and affect the changes that are going on to this. Bremen ends up being destroyed, and the dragon is now working on Targos, and is your last hour and a half of travel. It has been beating the crap out of Targos.
Yeah, I think we should continue on and engage it.
You arrive on the outskirts of Bryn Shander. You see numerous people carrying whatever they can on their back. All of their stuff is being pushed together as everything is starting to they basically have all the gates open and everybody's coming in. It does not look good. Like, it is bad. It is bad. Think of every single war-torn movie you've ever seen, with just people carrying whatever they can on their back, limping, bloodied. But you are in Bryn Shander. In the chaos and confusion, nobody is checking for anything. They're just telling people to come in and try to seek shelter as quickly as possible. What's everybody doing?
I myself, I'm gonna take that chardolin and I'm gonna reach into my bag and pull out a little lamp-looking thing that nobody has seen yet. I'm gonna set it on the ground gently. And with the chardolin in hand, I am going to disappear into my bottle. And I'm going to call upon my genie. His name is Chud. And I'm going to ask him, I have some chardolin here. This stuff I hear is very powerful, very magical. Do you know what this is?
He moves, and various gold bracelets in fine ornate jewels kind of slide around and clank as he procures it out of your grasp. He holds it up to the light, turns it around, looks at it, gives it a sniff. It's like, oh, this thing is rife with magical potential. But I fear in your mortal mind, it might have sickened you. I'm glad you did not succumb to its effects. It's like, ah. How familiar are you with ancient Netherese?
Enlighten me.
Rumor has it, back when the gods were new, that there was a flying city that alchemists and artificers and other learned mages constructed this and utilized this chardolin to hold the incantations. Something happened about 3,000 years ago, and it broke up over 10 towns. Up until Oral made this her home, she started her everlasting rhyme, which means that chardolin's a little bit harder to find, and, well, the Ragahead Glacier has consumed it. But there is a way to find more. It seems that you're not the only one looking for a source of this power. I have other thralls who have reported to me a woman dressed in red from the Arcane Brotherhood is seeking to, or at least sought, to gather brave adventurers. And then your dragon happened. Also, from what I can ascertain, that dragon would be an immense amount of chardolin if you can secure it.
Well, that's why I come to you, is we are faced with this dragon destroying all of the land, and I fear there will be nothing left. Do you have any suggestions or weaknesses or a way that we could have that dragon succumb?
How do you normally kill things?
I'm not good at killing things, that's Vernon. But you shut up.
What the fuck?
Hey, you didn't hear that.
I know.
How do we usually kill things? Well, either through magical means or weaponry. But in this case, Vernon did say that it's not like a normal dragon. So I fear this one is made out of chardolin, which is all magical properties. And I fear I just don't know a way to dispatch it.
Chud picks it up and exerts a little bit of pressure, and then you see him kind of wince a little bit as he cracks it in two. And then he puts both the pieces back into your hand. There is a way, once you figure out what it's weak to.
I think you just showed us. Or showed you.
Well, you broke it. You broke it in half. Was that with strength? I'm not that powerful.
What do you mean you're not that powerful? You're one of my chosen. I give you the power to affect my will on this world. You
see.
have the potential.
Well, thank you, Great One. We are heading in. What is that? Like 30 minutes away, somewhere around there.
So Targos looks like it's pretty much burnt up.
Okay, so it's probably heading this way then.
We'll probably meet him halfway across the field.
Are you done talking with your patron?
I will. Yeah, I'm just. I'll say we are heading into battle, and I will do my best to please you. And then I back out of the bottle.
So, as you poof out of the bottle, somebody comes hard riding on an axe beak. It's not gone. It's somebody else. They say the dragon has just finished sacking Targos. It's on the wing. It flies to us. We have a half hour before it arrives. What do we do? And that's what we will find out next time, is what you guys are going to do to fight a dragon.
1 more hour. 1 more hour. 1 more hour.
What do you mean 1
Hey,
more
Jay,
hour?
Jay,
1 more
Jay,
hour.
you didn't take that personally. I was just messing with you, bro.
I know. I was like, I haven't fucking cut. It was you, you son of a bitch. That's where my mind went. Because you're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's burning. And I was like, the fuck it is.
I do believe everybody left Brenshander, right? Or is leaving.
Everybody
No,
is
everybody came
in
to
Bryn Shander.
Brimshander.
Oh, so they're all here. Okay, so we need to inform them what's coming and build up some type of defenses or whatnot. We need to prep. We need to. I don't know, Gon, if you have another trap idea up your sleeve or whatever.
I'm gonna ask one
Yeah, I
of our
definitely
You guys got a half
want to
hour in
assess
game
the.
and a whole week in real life.
Yeah, right.
So I definitely want to assess the defenses and
30 minutes. That's what we got.
baseline of the town.
Well, we've been here before. We know this town. We really do. We've been here before. This isn't. But this is
Does
gonna
Brin-
be
But
the
assessing
last
defenses is a
stand.
martial action, so it's like me. I'm trying to just see what we have to our that we can use to our advantage.
So we've been to Bryn Shander. Do we know if there's any mages here? Anyone that can help us?
So, if there's shops, I'm gonna try to find shops that have explosive arrows.
You better hurry. You got 30 minutes.
If there is any here.
I'm pretty sure they don't have that.
So
Try-
it's
try
all
to
pretty
procure them.
backwoods around here. Normally, if people want to explode stuff, they use magic
They don't
or
have any
good old fashioned
no magic.
pickaxes.
They don't have no magic arrows with something attached to it.
So if you're shopping for stuff, think everything that's in the player's handbook, or you might need to find an artificer that can do
explosive arrows are 20,
infusions.
20 gold a piece for 20 of them.
Where did you find that?
Player's handbook. Whether it's 20 gold.
Dang, we missed out on the 100 gold in Lonelywood.
Hey,
Yeah, we missed out on the gold in Lonelywood and also whatchamacallit, so the place, the Tourmaline.
Yeah. I don't have anything written down for Bryn Shander, so I don't know if we met anybody there that would.
Okay, so do we have I take it we have survivors from the attack on the first one, and that's why they're injured.
There is everybody's coming to this
Okay,
place. So like people
how
from all the
how does this
towns.
thing attack? So I want to know the
Laser.
strategy that this thing uses to attack. Like,
Strafing
does it
ground.
just hover way out of sight? Does it swoop in? Does it get close?
He says it was strafing back and forth, covering each area as it went around.
What height?
It basically flies at about 100 feet and then fires a beam as it goes.
Were you able to find those, Alex?
I wasn't. I'm still trying to look. You said it was Player's Handbook?
Yeah, pretty sure that's where I saw it.
Hmm.
It's on another game. D&D.
It, would we be willing to use that one piece we have to craft a weapon?
That's what I'm thinking. Like, cause my patron snapped it, which
I mean,
I
I'm
think
just
I think the point of that was it can be broken. Like you can beat it.
well, right with magic. I think we have
I
to use
think
magic.
if we just if we do 19 points of damage, we have magic weapons, which we do. We're gonna do damage to it. So if we just chip it down and do the badassery that we
not
do,
if
I think
it's
we're good.
But I do like where Gon's going. If we could somehow harness that Chartelin for
Yeah.
a weapon, but I don't know.
I wonder if you could infuse your mana into it somehow, or as if that's a thing. Your
I
magic.
know that's like what I do. I make stuff, but I don't have enough time.
30
Pretty
minutes.
sure.
We have time for dude.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we don't have anything. We don't
But
have any time.
we could chip it into an arrow in that time.
Well, I think what I'm gonna do is the Chartelin makes people mad, crazy, or whatever. The fact that it hasn't done it to me yet, and I'm just gonna hold on to it, palm it, and maybe it'll give me some extra oomph. So I don't know what else to do. So we'll see. I don't know.
So I think one of the big focuses should be, I mean, its main weapon attack is where we need to disable that somehow or negate it somehow.
Right.
I actually don't test long strider on my puppies.
Oh
Maybe
yeah, there's a total bunch of stuff.
what's that?
Oh yeah, there was a lot of stuff. That if you guys wanted to get places quicker, that you guys could have coordinated and made happen.
They're 250 gold in the player's handbook.
Long strider.
Can you send me a link on Discord to that?
I
Where you're
actually,
finding it?
I just looked it up on Google. 5th edition D&D, 250 gold for 20 of them, and they do 2 to 6 points of extra damage, explosive damage.
Yeah, that's why I need to see it to see if it's something that somebody homebrewed.
No, this okay. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I 100%
It's in
get
the
you, but we're
it's
like,
in the
if
it's
people
in
are
the
gonna have it, this is probably the place. But also, like, a dragon's attacking, so like, explosive arrows would have been one of the first things that the guards commandeered. And also, anybody with any like minor magical stuff is able to cast like a 1d10 firebolt cantrip.
I can't find it. It says located in on all wikis. It says player's handbook. Um, I'm trying to find a explosive arrow spell dungeons munition costs.
Are there any catapults or ballistas?
Oh,
No, there's large walls with guard tower. I actually pull up Bryn Shander, so that way you guys can see it. There, that's how big it is, and it looks like it's going to be coming from It's going to be coming from that direction.
And you said it stays at like 100 feet up?
Yep.
Yeah.
How
I think
tall are
this
the
campaign's over.
how tall are these towers?
We'll say that the towers are roughly 20 feet.
Do we have 250 gold?
No.
Yeah, it just says it's in the item list. Doesn't say what book. It just says so it mentions player's handbook. One player. Let's see.
Because there's ways that like there's spells that you can cast that give you like extra oomph to your weapons, like
I got an idea.
magic stone is one of those.
What if we can get above the dragon?
100 feet.
Mm-hmm.
I can get above it, but that's about it.
I think I can get us all above it.
Do they have any? Are there any arrows that do more damage that they have left, if there's any? Maybe they have more like leftover arrows that are like +1 or anything. They would
Roll
hit-
1d20. Higher the better. Someone is willing to part with 2 +1 arrows.
Okay, I'll thank them. Put them to good use.
If you're looking for explosive stuff, like that hasn't been, like, people are trying to eke out an existence. They're not like they're not at war. These are mining towns. This is the largest one. There's about 1,200 people on this. They're more like any gunpowder that they find is probably in tourmaline or was in tourmaline in order to get the mine excavated or something like that. There were dwarves up by Kelvin's Cairn that were, let's see, let me put it back on the main page. Yeah, there's this area right here, which is the Dwarven Valley. You guys haven't been there, but like there's dwarves that have a lot of stuff. They do mining. But in the half hour that you're looking for stuff or anything in the shop, you get 2 +1 arrows thrust in your hand, and they say, "Do a good job."
Thank you.
So
Hey, that's better than nothing.
I got an idea.
Mm-hmm.
I can get us above the dragon, and we can get on the back of the fucking dragon. I'm gonna ride a dragon.
I'll stay on the ground. I don't want to hit you though. I do have sharpshooter, so we should be good.
So with rope trick, it doesn't say anything about the distance, like the length of the rope. It just says touch a rope, one end hovers until the rope hangs perpendicular to the ground. So if I can find 100-foot length of rope, I can even take it to the tower to get that extra like 10, 20 feet above. And I can get myself set up above it. And then I can leave the rope hanging perpendicular with something on it to draw the dragon's attention so it hits it first. That puts it right underneath me. I can get on top of it after that and
That's
beat the
not
shit
gonna
out
work,
of it.
sir.
How?
The first line of rope trick says you touch a length of rope that is up to 60 feet long. One end of the rope then rises into the air, until the whole rope hangs perpendicular to the ground.
Which one are you looking at?
Beyond.
Oh, you're looking at the legacy one.
Am I?
No. Jay's
Oh
looking at
no, I am
legacy.
looking at the legacy. My fault.
So I'm looking at the one that pops up when you pull it up on the
No,
the
you're good,
spells
man.
list. Okay,
Yeah, I did too, but mine is from the legacy edition, meaning the old
gotcha.
version, not the new
So
version.
what's the ruling on that?
It says a length of rope. Normally, rope is sold in certain lengths. You might be able to find longer lengths or make longer lengths.
I feel like I could braid those ends together if necessary.
It's kind of what you do.
Yeah. So I
mean,
think
I
I
have
could get on
extra
top
rope
of
if you
this.
need it.
We'll say that's what you could be doing with your half hour,
Yeah. Um.
making a 100-foot length of rope.
Yeah. So
That's too easy.
the space that I can get people into can hold up to 8.
As
I'm
long
willing
as
to
you
do.
don't drop, because it's going to be 1d6 damage per 10 feet that you fall. Oddly enough,
Unless you have
raging.
feather fall.
That is true. Featherfall will turn you into a slowly descending target.
Right. No, I've the idea is I'm gonna set something up on it to get its attention so it strikes the rope first, or tries to hit it first anyways. High enough up that all I got to do is drop.
All
Okay,
right.
so check this out. I think this is cool because I didn't know it did multiple creatures like this. Choose up to 5 falling creatures within range, which is 60 feet. A falling creature's rate of descent slows to 60 feet per round until the spell ends. If a creature lands before the spell ends, the creature takes no damage from the fall, and the spell ends for the creature. So instead of falling 500 feet per second or per round, you're falling at 60.
Yeah.
So if we do fall, I can stop us.
Yeah, and depending where, it'd be one round where you're just basically 40 feet off the ground.
But I think if we can get on the back of this thing, I don't know what its defenses are, but the biggest thing is just staying on. But I imagine, I mean, if we had even 1 or 2 combat rounds sitting on the back of this thing's fucking neck, I think we could deal some serious damage.
That's a plan. I could see that working.
Yeah.
It's obviously not going to want you on its back, but, that's what skill checks are for.
But also, it's not a real dragon.
The other thing we're gonna do though is
I'll be shooting at
that'll
it from
buy
the ground
time,
too. I ain't getting up there.
because once we're on that thing's back, that's the only thing it's gonna focus on. Is
Why
my
not?
so.
Why
But
not come
that's
up with us?
I can shoot you guys from the ground. Got a good range. I don't need to be up there. When that
well.
thing
Plus,
falls
if
and kills us all.
You're going to be shooting at disadvantage every single time.
I don't think
At
so.
100%.
Why would he be shooting at disadvantage?
Yeah, why would I be? I got a 600 foot
it's
range, dude. We're good. I don't need to be up there to get killed, lose a check. I can't hang on that good, dude.
I thought it was over 60, or is it 120
Up to
feet?
250 feet is where I start getting roll checks disadvantage.
Oh, okay.
But even then, that's a really long way. So I'll be fine. I got afraid of heights.
I'm glad we worked that out and we weren't operating off of assumptions that we double check stuff, which is good.
Give me an option to maybe distract him from trying to kill you. Maybe I can help out somewhere down there. A little more than I would.
Did-
You
I
going
just feel like
rooftop to rooftop,
I,
being all Hawkeye.
I feel like that if we're all on a dragon and we fail our checks, we're gonna take fall damage. This is gonna do more damage. I mean, what if we're
No.
100 feet up? We're gonna die.
Did you not hear me? I said I have Featherfall, man.
How long is
I
it?
just read it off.
But does it affect everybody though?
It's up to 5. Yes, dude. All 5 of us. It's up to 5 people.
And you think we can all hang on? I mean, we obviously next week is when we make our decision, obviously. But
Dude,
you really,
so my take on it, and this is both in and out because my my character's gonna do the same fucking thing. But we're fighting a dragon, dude. Like
Mhm.
you might as well go balls out.
That's true. If we're gonna go out fun, right?
Like,
But yeah.
yeah. How
And
many
if you've
people
got
get sick?
Featherfall and it lasts, I guess it lasts plenty long. So
A minute.
yeah,
And
I'm
you're
just
only 120 feet up, and you fall, or 100 feet up, and you fall 60 feet per round. That's it. And then once you hit the ground, you take no fall damage. So it's too easy. And then all you gotta do is just shoot. You can even shoot while you're falling. Like that's pretty fucking badass. He's like, "What are you
that
doing?"
is pretty badass.
I'm
Yeah,
just
slow fall,
shooting this motherfucker while we're falling to the ground.
yeah.
That'll be cool. Yeah, it'll be fun next week. Yeah, all right. You've sold me. I'll go with you guys. Every time I've jumped on the back of anything, and I've played D&D for a long time, it doesn't end so well. So I'm a little skeptical. Forgive me, or a little not skeptical, but a little gun shy.
This may not end well either, but you know what? It's our actions that led us here. So
Yeah, but just remember, I wanted to stay on the ground and shoot it. So either way, we're good.
You guys got a week. This is like your talk about, getting a plan together. And then we've got Vernon's prep, and then we got Chauncey's prep. And then it looks like we're going to be starting off the next one with like a quick little recap of what's going on, what your guys' preparations were, and then going from there.
Okay. Cool.
Hells yeah.
All right, guys.
Hey, so this isn't going to be a TPK. What this is going to be is a TTK, meaning total town knockout.
Yeah.
all the towns are knocked out. So.
I feel like that we have genocided 9 towns already. So
we didn't do it.
no, but I feel like we could have just went straight to engaging them at some point. But I don't know. If the end result is us fighting the dragon anyway, we just fucked around for like a whole day and let like all the cities burn. I mean, shit.
I was kind of shocked that I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah, so I'm just like, man, I don't know, but
I was playing it
that's
depressed.
on us. If we beat this dragon, that's on us. Each one of us knows we could have stopped.
Hey, yeah, but
hold on
it's
a second.
more important
How
what
could we
everybody
have
else
stopped
knows.
it when it's dark outside and there's a fucking blizzard happening? Honestly, we had zero chance of doing anything. And then when it was actually a chance to do something, it was already over in Tourmaline, destroying everything. And it would have taken us a long ass time to get there.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing that out there.
You guys were kind of out of the way when it got summoned.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I see it. I just like a part of me was like, man, I wonder if we could just like get its attention somehow, or But yeah, I see. We'll get it.
I mean, I would have loved to gone to Sunblight and like taken out them at the core, but by the time we would have gotten there, everything would have been destroyed. Everything.
So when you said take them out at the core, what do you mean?
I feel like that's where it's like whoever it is at Sunblight. that's in charge.
Do you think that killing that person or whatever would have stopped it from doing anything?
I feel like it's potential chance that it was going to be there. But yeah, but I also just don't feel like we're capable enough to kill a fucking dragon.
And yet here we are about to fucking ride one.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm thinking like just before I get like it gets here, I'm gonna throw my wings up. So I mean, I'll still cast fall feather fall on you guys, but I'm gonna fly up there with my wings, you know.
As he bites you, Doodles.
No,
Actually,
he doesn't have a mouth. He can't.
Oh, that's right. Yep, yep. Well, he's
so
got a yeah.
on that note, how would you feel about acting as the bait?
The plan gets better and better.
You get
I
so
don't.
quiet.
So here's the thing.
Sorry, I'm trying to shut my shit up.
See what happened
Hold
was
on, what did you
I-
say? No, for real. My phone
I-
started going
I-
on.
I don't think this thing is going to pay any attention to us unless we attack it because its sole purpose right now is to destroy the towns.
So that's why I'm saying we could have them work as bait to
It's
bring
not
them
going to
right.
do anything.
Bring them. Nah, I think it will. I think you hit it with anything.
you'll get its
Fucking,
attention. If you hit
you'll
it
get
hard
its
enough.
attention.
Oh, so you
If
want me to hit
nobody's
it with
fighting
something?
back, if everyone's just fleeing and no one's fighting back, and he takes a blast to the side, he's gonna look at it. What shot
So
it?
exactly. So you can hover right at the rope, hit it, draw its attention, fly up into the hole and be safe, and then as soon as it's underneath, we drop
Like it's hot.
and hit it with everything we got.
I also did, through the course of showing and not telling, let you know that it does go down to the ground to pick things up and fly up with
Oh,
them and
yeah.
throw them around. So like there's a lot of stuff that I let you guys know, but I don't say,
Yep.
hey, by the way, this is free chicken. Like you might want to remember this. I just tell you things and then what you do with it's up to you.
Yep.
Like
Yes. So it will attack individually.
Yeah.
Is what I'm
So it
saying.
will come down to the ground.
like if you guys would have went to Sunblight when you first saw it, this dragon attack probably would have never happened. Like that was an option.
Wait,
Yeah.
if we would have left right when it first happened?
When we saw the dragon circling,
No. Like, remember when you went to the It Ascendant and you were like, "Oh wow, there's this place." So like, if you would have investigated, so I don't want to show you guys how the sausage is made, but I'll just get into this right now. You had the opportunity to follow up on the invisible thieves. Then you had the opportunity to guard the Chartolin. And then you got the, hey, this stuff got capered and brought down south. So there were 3 different prompts for this one thing to head off exactly what had happened. They just never
we're
got
past
followed
that.
up on. So the reason why this Chartolin dragon is attacking the town is because nothing happened to stop it.
and go to sleep thinking about that.
It's just a game.
Genocide.
I'm not emotionally invested in the people of 10 towns. Like, this is one of the only ways that I've actually seen this go. Like, I haven't seen any actual plays where, like, this is the thing that happens. Like, you're basically at the last town.
I love it. Love the last stand.
You guys were thinking about it hard, too, when you're at those crossroads. Like, we could just go south. And it would have took 8 hours to destroy Bryn Shander.
Right.
There's like parts in the books and everything that says it takes this long to fly here and it takes this much to do this. Like 3 hours of my prep this entire week was doing nothing more than mapping the stuff out hour by hour to figure
For
it
us
out.
to take a fucking long rest. He just posts
Like-
the whole code.
Like, oh shit, there's nothing anymore.
Oh shit,
All
man.
right, I'm not tired anymore though, so that's good.
Oh well.
That's okay. I got a plan. Even if it's not successful, it will be epic.
This is the
Well,
way.
we have Chardlin on our side, so we'll see what happens.
About to have a whole lot more, potentially.
Potentially.
That depends on how good you guys are with the way that you plan it. This does not behave like a normal dragon. What's the DC on your bramble shot or on your one thing?
Uh,
The DC on your you guys' spell save DCs and stuff like that. Like
which spell?
I think it's the bramble arrow from the arcane archer.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's on me.
Oh, I'm sorry, you were talking to me. What was
Yeah.
it?
It's the bramble shot that you keep using.
Entangling shot,
Yeah,
yeah.
entangling shot.
What about it?
What's your spell save DC for it?
I think it's here, I'll look, hold on.
I mean, this is kind of like leading stuff around, but just to get an idea for the type of stuff. This dragon is not going to be a pushover.
The entangling shot, I'm looking for it. Grasping arrow. That's not it. Arcane. I have it's DC 13.
DC 13.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's gonna pass that so easily.
I would have to roll, arguably, 2 or above.
How does that make you feel?
He literally has to fail, like critically fail, for you not to be able to hit that.
It would still do its damage and stuff like that. It just wouldn't take effect. It wouldn't be like every time it
It wouldn't be.
moved.
It wouldn't be poison. What do you mean? He'd take the damage. Anytime he moved, he would have. Well, he'd have to roll, and then you'd take half damage, right? So either
So
way,
so if we read the thing right, because that's really important. Because I look
creature
at your
hit by
guys' character
2d6
sheet.
poison. The spell is reduced by 10 feet. It takes 2d6 slashing damage the first time on each turn it moves. The brambles last for 1 minute until you use the option again.
Or until any creature uses an action to remove them with an athletics check DC 13.
Right. Okay, that's what we were just saying. So what was am I missing something then?
I was just giving you a peek behind the curtain and saying in order for it to remove it on a DC
Oh, okay.
13, it would have to
Yeah.
roll a 2 or higher.
So no, it doesn't mention what happens if they do make the save.
Then they're not affected by it. They remove the stuff.
Okay. Okay.
You hit it, it'll take the extra poison damage. Its initial speed will
It
be
just won't hang on
reduced,
to him. Yeah.
and it'll take the slashing damage the first. It only
Now,
would take the slashing damage if it moved on the first time on its turn.
that would take up one action to get rid of it.
You could eat up its action economy like that. That is a viable option.
Now,
yeah.
I just have a question. If he does entangle it while it's in the air, does it come crashing down?
Even momentarily.
I don't see flying, or I don't see hover underneath of its flying. How much of a target do you want to make for yourself? That's the question.
Shit. I'm kind of. I mean, it'd be him shooting it. He'd have to do it because I can't do that.
I don't mind being a target if it means giving the other party members an opportunity to unalive it,
Unalive? You mean kill?
kill it.
Okay, hold on a second. How can you kill something that's not alive in the first place? This
Semantics.
is
Destroy it.
startling.
Destroy it. Destroy it.
I think this is just a destroy.
Destroy it. Yeah.
I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
It's like an animated It's like Lumiere. And then you just crush Lumiere. Like, was he really alive?
Let me ask you this: how much damage do you think we could all do in the first turn?
Oh, 5?
I think I could probably do at least 14 points of damage per arrow.
I could put some smite into it.
Well, I'd say at least 10 points of damage. I can probably say per arrow. So that's 20 points of damage plus the 2d6 initial damage. So we're looking at maybe 30 on mine tops if I don't miss,
Okay.
and everything goes great. And that's regular arrows, not +1 arrows.
Does your entanglement make him have disadvantage on dex saves?
I don't think so. It doesn't say anything about that. That would be a DM. I don't know.
It doesn't say it in the
It
rules
doesn't
for
say
it.
it,
It's
so
got
I would say
it lays out very specifically exactly what it does.
yeah, it's very. I would say no. It doesn't. It might stop him from flapping temporarily if in the right conditions, but not for long.
It also says if it moves, so it can like, as long as it's using its action to remain flapping, it's technically not going anywhere.
Well, here's the deal too. If I hit it with the entanglement arrow, okay, and it chooses not to remove the arrow and continues to fly around, then I can continue to do the damage to it, right?
Yeah, it would do damage to it.
So if this thing is uncreature-like to where it maybe doesn't try to, it would take the damage.
Well, you're guessing that it doesn't
I'll
have that
guess that
good
it
of an
would.
intelligence.
Yeah, so it might not. I don't know. Something to think about. Cool.
I'll as soon as this is done, I'll put it up. Like I said, I told you a lot about its capabilities based
Yeah,
off of what
yeah.
other people had
By what we
said.
were watching, yeah, and what they said. No, the dragons are always fun fights. It'd be nice if we could get some kind of a net to drop down over it if once it hits the ground. That would help it. May give it disadvantage on its movement, probably. I'll ask. Remind me,
Ooh,
guys, to ask somebody
wait a
to come get.
second.
We could
Wait a
make
second.
some kind of a net.
This is a fishing town, right?
Yeah.
Bryn Shander, no, is not on a
Brimshatter's
lake.
not. Just kidding. Just kidding. Yep. JK. My idea's out the window.
Gentlemen, I gotta go
All
to
right,
bed.
gents, I'm out.
All right.
Yep.
Early work morning.
Thank you,
Later,
guys. It's good to see you.
Good to see you guys too.
Yeah.
See you next Wednesday for a dragon fight.
Take it easy, guys.
Yeah, right.